nanoplasty damage hair? Let me tell you something today, dresser. I am so excited because we are in the middle of the OMG grand plan. And you know what that means? It means I'm gonna be together with you tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk about this subject because so many things happened this weekend. I want to share with you some stories. I want to share with you a few things. I'm getting a bit sick, as you can see by my face. It was really cold in Tasmania. I just came back from Tasmania. I'm literally arriving in Sydney now. It was so cold in there, so hot in another day. You know, got a bit sick here and there, but life goes on. Let me tell you, hairdresser, that the subject, it's going to be amazing. And you know what? Because I've got some real stories to talk to you guys about that will really change your vision about nanoplasty. But before going to that topic, I don't know if you know, but tomorrow we're going to have the webinar, the OMG Effect webinar grand plan. What that means, MJ? It means that tomorrow we're going to go deep into the subject of nanoplasty, especially for you to understand what it is. But more than that, you're going to get the chance to join the best nanoplasty school of Australia, and not only Australia, because we have students across the whole globe. It's more than 2,000 students on our academy. You will be able to join this academy tomorrow. So if you are interested, the only thing you need to do is type the word grand plan. Type the word here on the comments. My team is going to send you a message. And when my team sends you a message, don't open straight away. You need to watch the live first. Then you go after the live, click on that link. That link will take you to a website, and you're going to be able to enroll on the WhatsApp group, which means that we're going to remind you exactly when it starts. So the grand plan will be a place where we're going to fully talk about nanoplasty, but more than that, I'm going to open the enrollments that I don't open the whole year. So if you try to join right now, you can't. If you try to join, in a month's time, it's not going to be open because I really give attention to whoever joins. So you're going to be able to become a nanoplasty specialist, a fluoroactive nanoplasty specialist, which is one of the best times that you're going to have this year. I'm just going to pin this comment, but let's talk about nanoplasty, and let me tell you a very interesting story. So I was on the salon forum from CPR, and it was amazing. I met so many great people, and it was incredible. I got to see so many clients, that are using the solution. I'm sorry for my face. I'm a bit sick, unfortunately, with all travel. It happens, unfortunately. But then I got to meet this girl. I'm not going to mention her name, obviously, because I'm not going to, I don't want her to feel that I'm sharing her story, which is not, nothing really, concerning for you to understand. So she said to me, MJ, I used to work in a salon, and salon used to do nanoplasty, but the results were not even close to what you offer. It was really bad. And then I decided to leave the salon and open my own salon. Then I started having people coming to me that had nanoplasty done with them, and the hair was so damaged. Oh my God, the hair was melting, as soon as I tried to bleach the hair, and the hair was super dried, or the hair was, I was just not feeling confident at all to do anything after they mentioning to me that they had done nanoplasty. And I know that they were using fluoroactive. And she said, what do you have to say to me about that? So obviously that when you listen to something like this, at first you get like, how come they are damaging somebody that have used a really good solution? How could that happen? But obviously, as an educator, I've been educating people in Australia, New Zealand, and in Asia for the past 7 years. So it's not one day, it's 7 years. And in 7 years, I've heard everything. Everything. There isn't nothing, absolutely nothing about nanoplasty that I never heard before. So I say to her, okay, I completely understand what you're saying. I know exactly how you feel about this whole thing, but let me tell you something. The interesting part is, if you have a good tool in your hand, doesn't mean that you are a great professional. Doesn't mean that you are a great professional. If you have a tool in your hand, it doesn't mean automatically that you are a great professional. I need you guys to have this very clear in your mind. Having the proper product in your hand and not using it properly will not give you the title. Will give you the title automatically. You need to know exactly what to use and how to use. Then you're gonna come to another issue, which is, how can I expose that in a way that gives me authority? This is completely different, and I think we should use a live only to talk about that. Today is, can I damage the hair using nanoplasty? And the answer is, yes, you can. Yes, you can. I know that a lot of brand owners would not say that, not even under an oath. And why then I'm saying? Because I need to be true and faithful to what I sell. You know what I mean? My team say, it's everything okay with you? So your eyes, I'm getting sick, guys, and I've been sneezing so much before the live. And I'm so sorry, I look a bit sick, but I'm not gonna stop the live because my face looks that I'm sick. Life goes on, and we need to do things even when we don't feel well. My head, a lot of headache down here, a lot of headache. Life goes on. I need to be here. This is the place that I need to be. So I always say that adults do what needs to be done, and kids do what they feel like. So my kids, they decide when they want to do things or not. Oh, mommy, I don't want to have a shower. Oh, mommy, I don't want to eat. I'm an adult. I do what needs to be done. That's it. And this is probably what differentiates me from a lot of people. Okay, let's go. So, going back to the topic. Having an amazing tool on your hand doesn't make you great. You need to know exactly what to do with those tools. So if you are doing nanoplasty, there is many risks associated. If you are doing bleach, there is 100 things can go wrong if you don't know what you're doing. If you are doing color, there is 1,000 things that can go wrong if you don't know what you're doing. That's why I spend 2 days in the week to be here with you. And I spend so much money paying support people. Not only a support from another country, blah, blah, blah. No, I have hairdressers fully qualified that spent at least 2-3 months with me to be able to respond to you. Because I know that if you don't nail the technique, you're not going to be able to enjoy everything that I promise that you will. Authority, receive money, be able to have more clients. Obviously that it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there because honestly, having the proper product and having a good technique, it's part of the equation. The other part is how you present yourself to the world. Don't expect, the technique now, and people will come and say, oh, please let me have my hair with you. Part is it's your voice to the world. Then you need to learn how to communicate. But this comes with confidence. And if you don't know exactly what you're doing, you're not gonna have the pleasure of building confidence. But I will try my hard to be true to the topic today. So let's go. Tell me about this. This was done with Fluoractive products. And then you tell me, oh, I thought the fluoractive products doesn't make the hair yellow. It's not supposed to. But if you are using the W1 solution, which is made, created, designed for dark hair, and you are using an excessive heat on the gray hair, there is no way in earth we're be able to not change hair color. Now let's go to another problem. Then we've got this. Someone that have used the W1 solution in the blonde and fine hair and used 250 degrees for at least 20 times. Look at the hair. Let me show you another one. This is a hair after the nanoplasty being washed. What happened? What happened to MJ? Wrong product used, wrong heat, wrong tension. What about that, MJ? Let's go to a different hair. This one. Half straight, half curly, wavy, frizzy. What happened here? Not enough product, not enough heat, not enough tension. Let's go to another one. Sorry. What happened to her? As soon as she washed her hair, the curl, the waves came back. What happened? What all of them have in common? Wrong technique. They had everything in front of them. They had everything in front of them. It's like, let me give you an example. You have all the ingredients and all the tools for you to do an amazing cake. You have everything. You have everything in front of you. The best oven created in earth. It costs $50,000. And then you have the best machine to make the cake. The best one, you know, that really top fancy. I saw one in Maya a few days ago. $3,000. And then you have the finest ingredients, finest eggs, and everything. But you don't know what to do. You don't know what to follow. How? What is the parameters? What is the right temperature? How I need to position the cake inside of the oven? How long I need to leave? You don't know. When you finish, your cake is not worth it. $20. And your client goes to Kohl's and they buy a mud cake to say happy birthday for the child because they paid $800 for the cake. You had everything in front of you and you couldn't perform. Now I'm asking, who is that? Who is in fault? But if you had the tools, things would make sense for you. And you would be able to perform. And even if something went wrong, you would say, okay, so the first dough, I didn't have enough butter. So it's a bit, soft as I need. I know that when the cake is not too soft, I need to add more butter. Okay, and this one here, I'm going to add one more egg because I know what the egg does. This is exactly what you need. Confidence. And confidence doesn't come from you. I heard this weekend from a girl. I taught myself this, and that. And then I say, okay, love it, amazing. Who taught you? I taught myself. If you taught yourself, you have no reference. You have no reference. I'm not saying that we cannot teach ourselves things. But why are we gonna, sorry for the word, why are we gonna effed up if someone already done that before and they know exactly the way to do it? We all need a mentor. Do you think I didn't have a mentor? I've learned a lot of things on my own, yes. But guys, if I had someone that I could pay $500,000 to know everything I know, instead of me having to spend nights and nights and nights and nights and nights and nights breastfeeding, taking the milk, putting in the, going back down my garage, doing another head, going back up, breastfeeding, expressing, and then putting in the fridge. Do you think if I had the option, I wouldn't say, oh my God, thank God I have someone that I can literally rely on. You've done this whole way by yourself. Tell me what I need to avoid. Tell me what is important. Tell me what is not important. Of course I would. So I told the girl, they had all the tools, but they didn't feel that was important enough to have the knowledge. And if you want to be different from them, what I would say to you before you putting your hands on the product is invest in education. Because as much as it's fancy, the education is not for me. I have the knowledge. The education is for you to be able to perform the promise exactly what you're telling your clients. And then the golden question, kids that have no fear and say it, is selling me a product and you're charging me to teach me how to use your product. I receive this question daily. And what I tell everyone is the Nanoplasty Specialist course, it's not a sheet with a step-by-step. It is a specialization, which means that you're going to be a specialist. You don't buy a scissor and become a specialist in cut. You don't buy a hairdryer and become a specialist in blow dry. You don't. I can give you all the steps I can. But I'm not going to make you a specialist. Let me read this. Holding say, I did the education while I was on route and being delivered. So grateful I did, because I would be so nervous otherwise. 100%. I agree 100% with that. Now, let me ask you, if you're not following my Instagram, you please do so, because I'm here every day teaching you on how to become a specialist in nanoplasty. And I'm sorry, let me tell you something very interesting. During this event, we had lots of insights, lots of insights from different people, from keynote speakers, international speakers, global keynotes. It was amazing. And one thing that I clearly saw is, if you are not a specialist in something, you're going to lose clients. Because what we are going towards to, saving time. How we save time? We save time with someone that knows exactly what they're doing, so then they don't spend my time, they don't waste my time. If I need to do anything today, if I need to do my eyebrow, I go to an eyebrow specialist because I don't want to waste my time. If I need to do something, a skin, or I need to go to a specialist, someone that knows what they're doing, because I don't want to waste my time. So I teach you guys on how to become a specialist in nanoplasty for you to avoid those problems. Let me tell you now, write down all this, because these are the things that can go wrong with nanoplasty if you don't know what you're doing. First of all, you wash the hair before. I know that I say that every day, and I feel like that I repeat myself every day, the same information. You are not supposed to wash your hair before. You need to leave the fiber, the integrity of the fiber. But they came in, MJ, the hair was filthy, it was dirty, it was blah, blah, blah. Fine if you have to wash the hair, but you're going to wash the hair with shampoo and conditioner. Not in any circumstance you washing the hair with a clarifying shampoo. But MJ, they came in, I removed the extensions, the hair feels, with a lot of glue all around. What should I do? You're going to wash the hair with the clarifying shampoo, but you are going to condition this before, because what we're trying to do, it's making sure that this hair has enough hydration for you to start. Okay, great. You're already clear that you shouldn't be washing the hair prior, or if you are the hair prior. You are making sure that this hair is hydrated enough for you to start. Second thing, you need to have some sort of saturation on the fiber. No saturation on the fiber, the product is not covering the whole hair. So you're going to have some areas that it's going to work perfectly and some areas that it's going to be shit. Truth. Imagine you're doing that with color. Imagine you're coloring the hair and not saturating the fiber. You're going to have some coverage here, not cover there. Coverage will be everywhere. No, obviously not. You didn't use enough. So if you're not saturating enough the fiber, you know, how are you going to count that the product is going to act everywhere? So if you're not using enough product, what can we do? MJ, when the fiber is saturated, we're going to do some adjustments on the step-by-steps to make sure that this is so clear to you. But one of the best tests you can do is when you pass the product, you tap the hair. And if you hear that noise and the marks of your fingers, it means it has enough product. But you are a hairdresser. When you do color, you know what means the color has to be saturated on the fiber, because otherwise some areas will have better coverage. You know that. And that's why we only sell to professionals, because we know that we can count with that info on you. The third biggest mistake of all, you leave way too much product on the hair. Way too much. I told you, rinse until the water is clear. Rinse until the water is clear. Can you rinse too much? You can't rinse too much. Okay, so until when I need to wash? And this was one of the biggest mistakes I had in the beginning when I put on the step-by-step that you need to leave 5% on. Because I had no idea that 5% on means something in every corner of the country. I had no idea that this would happen. What do you mean by that? You know when you put some oil on your hand? You put some oil, you know, olive oil, whatever. And you go to the sink and you start rinsing and rinsing. And then you, what the hell? Oh, this oil is not getting out of my hand. What's going on? No, because they need a cleansing agent. So we're not using the cleansing agent right now. We don't want to do anything with that solution that is inside of the hair. So we're going to rinse until the water is clear. If the water is clear, it's a big sign that the product, the excess of the product is gone. So you don't have to feel scared. I'm scared of rinsing too much. You're not going to rinse it too much. And this learning was definitely progressive. It was definitely progressive. We learn more each day. We become better on the steps and understanding. And then the next mistake is, I've saw people doing that all the time. I don't use any protection. Even knowing that I'm going to use a lot of heat on my hair, I don't use heat protection because I just think that it's bullshit, or I just think it's a safe speech. So heat protection in your hand and pull the hair dryer. And just pull the hair dryer where you don't have the heat protection. And just check. Check for yourself. If you think it's bullshit, if you think we're just trying to sell you another product, just do that simple test. Spray. Put a hair dryer. And then put a hair dryer without it and just check. Creates a barrier around it. Very important for us to do. What is the next mistake, MJ? I'll just take my out of the sun. I don't use enough tension on the hair. I literally think that I don't need to use tension at all, because I can continue using my comb. I can continue using anything. Guys, let me tell you something. The education will change a lot this year. Because before we were very like, yeah, if you can do with a glove, that's fine. If you can do with a comb, that's fine. No, there is no fine anymore. Because we need to try to eliminate the mistakes one by one. And one of the biggest mistakes is tension. You need to be very, but very, very good to achieve the results using the comb. But like, so good that I think the only person I saw in my life doing that is the woman that created this company from scratch. She nailed with a comb. But she's the one that designed this solution. You are not. I am not. So it's very important for you to remember that. Clamping brush, it's definitely not something to sell. The clamping brush, it's a big deal. And then the last mistake, I could say 100 mistakes here. I could say 100 mistakes. I'm just going for the general and the biggest, the ones that we see every day, the ones that we talk on the phone every day. You don't wash the hair at the end because you think that we are trying to sell you more products. You don't wash the hair at the end because you don't think that it needs. Even the manufacturer saying that it's very important, you don't need it. So it's so important to wash the hair at the end because you are sealing the solution. You are making sure that your work is worth. You're making sure that what you're offering is actually what you said at the beginning of the conversation. So Nanoplasty, as much as it sounds like a catchy name, a lot of other brands are using their own keratin with the Nanoplasty label, chemical straight with the Nanoplasty label. For us that designed this solution, it is a very different solution. And if we're saying to you that it's very important, the wash at the end, because you equalize the pH of the hair and you make sure that your client get to see the final result the way it is and how the hair is going to behave at home, I'm telling you, it's true. So what it's lacking in the market today, it's not proper education. It's you taking the education back home and doing exactly as you learned in the salon. Because a mentor works to save you time. I don't want you guys to go to the same road I did, because my road was very hard. It was a mother of twins, hustling in the beginning of the career, going from salon to salon to salon, receiving 20 to 30 no's a day, doing hairs in the middle of the night because I had 2 babies to take care of during the whole day, to understand this solution in the way that any question you ask me, I will be able to answer you. I don't want you to do the same. I can give you the information, the ins and outs, what you need to do, what you need to avoid if you want to become a specialist in nanoplasty. So tomorrow, I'm going to be doing this workshop. And if you are interested to be part, just type the word grand plan. Type the word grand plan. My team is going to send you a message straight away. And you're going to be able to watch. And at the end of the webinar, I'm going to open the enrollments to the Nanoplasty Specialist course. And on the Nanoplasty Specialist course, you're going to be able to see what another 2,000 students already saw. You will be able to see the deepest part of the nanoplasty. Because what I do that I get most proud of is I don't teach you how to do, I teach you how to think. This is what I teach you. So you're going to be able to make your own decisions on things. So you're not going to be dependent and codependent on me forever. Hope you guys enjoyed this live. Now I have to run to another meeting because I am late, because I had 2 people come here to my window saying it was 12:30 the meeting, and I said I had a message to deliver and I couldn't leave. So I love you all, and I'll see you guys on the webinar OMG Effect Grand Plan. And I can't wait to see you there and to welcome my new students for the Nanoplasty Specialist course. I'll see you guys. Have a great evening, and we see each other tomorrow. Bye.